Ever wonder where all these gritty, atmospheric neo-Westerns are coming from? Um, the ones that trade cityscapes for wide open spaces and complex moralities, then before Yellowstone or Dark Winds captivated audiences, uh, there was a show quietly laying the groundwork, and a show that understood the power of place, the allure of flawed heroes, and the magic of a well-crafted conversation. FX's Justified often gets overlooked, um, overshadowed by louder contemporaries. It carved out a unique space in television because 11 years after its finale, it remains a masterclass in storytelling. It's a show that not only stands on its own, but also subtly predicted the landscape of modern television, developed by Graham Yost and rooted in the short stories of Elmore Leonard. Justified found strength in its core. Timothy Oliphant and Walton Goggins, with his Emmy-nominated performance, created a dynamic that crackled with tension and wit. Their performances elevated the series beyond a simple crime drama, and the show, similar to balanced, like episodic cases with all the season-long arcs, that is this approach, radical for 2010, feels standard. Now, villains weren't simply obstacles. They were complex characters given room to breathe, allowed performances to flourish, and the show to resonate on a deeper level as they Oliphant's Raylan Givens wasn't a typical hero. He operated within a moral gray area, bending rules when he deemed it necessary. Uh, he was a restrained anti-hero, a refreshing contrast to the over-the-top protagonists prevalent at the time. Um, um, FX's willingness to let the show evolve was key. Was it started as a procedural crime drama, but embraced serialized storytelling without sacrificing accessibility. This paved the way for shows like Fargo and Joe Pickett to explore similar tonal ambitions. Um, at its heart, Justified excelled at dialogue. Inspired by Elmore Leonard's style, the conversation was sharp, funny, and often laced with threat. Few shows trusted dialogue this much, especially in the crime genre. The neo-Western genre has exploded in recent years. Shows like Yellowstone, Dark Winds, and Landmen embrace frontier mythology filtered through modern anxieties. This shift reflects a growing fatigue with slick urban procedurals. Audiences crave narratives rooted in place, where geography shapes morality. The rural settings of these shows offer cleaner contrasts, exploring themes of law versus chaos, legacy versus progress, and community versus isolation. Justified ensured this approach took hold. Harlan County wasn't a backdrop, but a character itself, shaped by history and economic decline. This grounding gave this series authenticity and weight. These neo-Westerns explore power, land, masculinity, and justice in ways urban crime dramas rarely attempt. Many current hits owe a debt to Justified for proving that these stories could thrive on television. Its legacy is undeniable, and it's in 2023, Justified City Primeval brought Timothy Oliphant back as Raylan Givens. Um, the limited series loosely adapted from Elmore Leonard's novel traded Appalachian Grit for the urban landscape of Detroit. Reception was initially mixed, as some missed the original ensemble, particularly Walton Goggins, Boyd Crowder. Others appreciated the tonal shift and thematic maturity. Critics praised Oliphant's return and the show's continued commitment to Leonard-style dialogue. For fans of Justified, the sequel is a must-watch. And some even consider it an underrated masterpiece. And it doesn't replace the original, but extends Raylan's story with intention, reinforcing why Justified continues to resonate. And it's a testament to a show that understood the power of a good story. Speaking of good stories, why did Raylan Givens bring a ladder to the gunfight? Because he heard the stakes were high. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,